I'm getting Arab money. Guess you know what we're going to be talking about.
Jeez.
Spears and Steinberg.
You know what the it is?
Aries and Andy. Jew and the jerk.
You know it's time to get this work.
The real raw, gutter, uncut, cold. No political corrections.
Always sleep.
Being awoke. We discuss politics and jokes.
Scribe, we lit.
There's levels to this before you was on your mama.
Aries Spears don't give a fuck.
We talk about race a lot, racism. Much love to my loyal bag holders.
Rollers, loaders.
We got them in the folders.
The whole world on our shoulders.
Spears and Steinberg.
Yeah.
Before we go there, I had an ABC after school special moment last night because I'm in the green room with my guys, with Marc. And Marc, tell everybody what you did last night.
No, I didn't. I can't confirm or deny these allegations.
Okay, I'm going to tell you what this was doing. It felt like I had a Michael Jordan last dance moment. You got your weed smokers over here. You got your line sniffers over there. You got your women over here. And I said, look, if anybody comes and raids this place right about now, I am just as guilty as everybody in this room. So I said, I'm out. So Marc sniffed coke last night. This nigga. Let me tell you something, man. As much as we've talked about cocaine, as much as you have been GTA Andy, I ain't never seen nobody cut up lines, son. And first, Marc has what looks like 3 pills, white pills, in a little plastic thing in his hand.
You got 3 rocks, dude?
The 3 rocks, son. And I go, yo, what is that? And he says, coke. And at least 17 times in a row, I went, yo, quit playing. And he kept going, no, it's coke. Quit playing. 17 times. I couldn't fathom that this nigga was real. But he's kind of crunching it up in his fingers. And then I still didn't believe it. But then finally, he grabs his credit card, and I see him dicing. And I'm looking at him from the back.
Get it real detailed, isn't this? This is a real detailed account. Something that didn't happen.
I'm sitting there going, yo, this nigga's doing drugs. Now,
you saw me do drugs.
Listen.
You saw me do drugs?
You was cutting that with your card, and I saw the rocks, nigga. So you play this game if you want.
You saw me. No.
So, listen, I've smoked weed. And you know what? I did ecstasy. I've said that before, back in the day. So I guess that's drugs. But weed is not a drug. It's God. It's grown from the earth. It's God.
Technically, the U.S. government classifies it as a class 1 drug, the same as cocaine.
And the U.S. government used to say that we're second-class citizens. So we can't believe anything the government says. But I was taken aback. And I thought to myself, I'm going to tell Andy. I felt like I had to tell somebody. And I told you last night, this nigga's doing drugs, son. And me up. I ain't never seen nobody do that. Now, I didn't see him actually sniff it. But, yo, I saw the rocks, and I saw the credit card. And he said at one point to me, you shouldn't do this, but if you ever want to do it, you should try it. But you shouldn't do it. He gave me the father speech. Just because you see me shoot this in my arm, don't you do it. So, and I told him, like I've said on the pod and to you, dude, I'm 50. If I was going to do that, I would have did it already. And with my situation, high cholesterol, high blood, type 2, last thing I need to do is some coke.
Well,
but after seeing him chopping up in the rocks, I said, I don't want to do that.
It's just cool, didn't it, Aries?
It's just that, there's fentanyl in all these drugs now. And the thing is, if you did it and he did it, and there was fentanyl in it, I can only lift one of you and get you in the car. So only one's going to survive.
Oh, that's why you should never do it. Fentanyl's out, though.
Yeah.
Bad,
And Marc don't pay my bills, so.
Is it automatically fentanyl in it now, or is it?
No. It's just some people lace it with fentanyl. You don't know. But see, this is what I mean. This is what I love about the way we operate in this country. They have tests. You can, you can. They have little tests that you can put it so that you can check your coke if you
Really?
sure that yeah.
Well, if coke is illegal, where would you get a test?
You can buy the test.
Legally?
Yeah, the test you got to.
How does that work? If it's
'Cause
illegal, why would they allow you to do
Because
that?
it's to test for fentanyl, and fentanyl technically could be in anything that they decide to put it in. So if you want to test for fentanyl, you can.
Really?
Yeah,
They could put fentanyl in food?
I guess why not?
Damn, son.
So you go to Amazon.com, boom. Oh, that's
Narcan. That's what you get when you get up.
Never mind.
You got to be brought back to life.
Jesus.
Pretty cheap, actually.
Well, it should be. In a lot of places, they have that in.
How many people you think just now called me a snitch?
None, because we're telling a story.
All right.
It wasn't like we're getting him in trouble.
I ain't telling no
But
cops.
see, no, but this is what happens on the road, and if you're not careful, you get caught up in it. It's happened to many people.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
and Marc is a social animal, man.
Listen,
And you know, Mark
this is how I handle my fame.
Marc is
I don't do anything.
Mark is also 34, so you know, he's young, so his body can maybe take some. I don't know if abuse is the right word, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Also, I don't
He's
do.
at
I don't
the age.
like do
You're at the
that.
age where you can
Right.
afford to make mistakes.
Well, was it 3 Little Rocks?
Yeah, like 3 little white pills.
Yeah, that's not enough to ruin your day anyway.
I'm just saying.
So how did it make
Unless
you feel
unless
last night?
fentanyl is in it, then it ruins your life.
How did it make you feel last night?
It makes you talky.
Yeah, like
You know what I thought when I saw it? I was like, I hope this is able to operate this goddamn camera.
Oh, that has the like if
You still can function.
Wait till you see this film. Wait till you see the video though when you get it back.
All close-ups, extreme.
Jittery.
just hear my teeth grinding.
You know what I got and I said this on the podcast. I got the luxury of growing up in the 80s.
We did.
Yeah, but you weren't doing drugs in the 80s.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah, and I was doing coke in the 80s, and it was good. It was good. It was still clean. It was you could get it, and it was like processed with ether. I mean, which is medical grade. I mean, it was beautiful.
Nice.
It was beautiful. But today,
Kids just say no. Ronald Reagan.
it's tough to say no. It is tough to say no when you're at the age. It's fun. Hey, man, you know what? We got to do a couple things. Marc, go ahead and do you want to give him that number? You want Aries to give him the number?
Yeah, Aries, you give him the number.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if you want to call into the podcast and leave a very detailed, descriptive, get it off your chest message, here's a number you can call, and then we will play your message and respond to it.
Just so much easier for us because we're not always doing it at the same time, and we are in different time zones, and this will just be easier than you trying to call in and find us.
Yeah. 617-942-0401. Again, that's 617-942-0401. Call, leave a message, say whatever you like, get it off your chest. Call Andy, whatever the you want. Call me, whatever you want. Say your business, and we will respond to you, and we will play it on the podcast.
And real quick, just to give you some dates, because last week it was a little all over the place. So October 17th, 19th, next week, basically, or this week, I guess, actually, when you're listening to it, we're going to be at the Tampa Funny Bone. That's
Ehor City.
Yep. October 23rd to 25th, we're going to be at Levity Live in Huntsville. It's been a minute since we've been there. Great club.
Alabama, right?
Yeah, yep. Can't
The
wait.
South.
But it's also NASA, so it's interesting, man. October 30th through November 2nd, we're going to be at Cap City Comedy Club out in Austin, Texas. November 6th through the 9th, Comedy Zone in Jackson, Florida. Oh man. November 13th to the 16th, the Chicago Improv.
Sweet home, Chicago.
And November 21st to the 23rd, we're going to be at the Oxnard Levity Live out in Oxnard, California. And for our Thanksgiving weekend, Aries is going to be November 28th to the 30th at Fort Lauderdale Improv, and I'm going to be at Stir Crazy in Arizona.
Just so you know, this thing just went from 2 to 1.
Yeah. We
just
got,
now.
we got,
So
we're good.
we're good to get past this one.
Yep. We'll have to change it for the next one.
Before we get to any of the meat and the potatoes, just give you guys a head start. And I told Andy about this. It's very popular. I see people are doing it all over the internet,
Coke?
TikTok.
Coke.
No. The same people that brought you Dahmer on Netflix and the Menendez brothers, company's called Monster. And I told you, this company is 3-0. Anything they do that says from Monster, it's like if you're a video game head, Insomniac, who brings you Spider-Man, who's bringing you Wolverine, or if you see EA Sports, Monster is a brand. And anytime they do a series about a sick, sadistic psychopath, I'm in. If it says Monster, I'm in. So it's the Ed Gein story. And I'm saying this thing is trending because when you look on TikTok, everybody's doing a video where they're imitating Charlie Hunnams, I think his name is, the guy that's playing Ed Gein, who played Jax on Son of Anarchy. Well, you know, he talks real funny in the series. He talks like this. So everybody's on TikTok doing a Ed Gein impression. That's how you know, one, it's very popular. I'm 4 episodes in. It's 8 episodes. Andy, I can't wait till you see this. We're going to talk about this next week. So people, check it out. Let me tell you something. Again, Charlie Hunnam and Laurie Metcalf plays his mother. And he's kind of, it's just to give you guys some context. And what's really kind of weird about it, I guess I didn't know this till I saw the series. The movie Psycho by Alfred Hitchcock is really a play on him.
Really?
Yeah. He inspired Hitchcock's Psycho. And then they got a guy playing Alfred Hitchcock. Dude, the performances in this are great. And again, I got 4 more to go, but the first 4 I've seen, I just went, this is how you knew it was gonna be good. When you go to check it out on Netflix and they show a picture from the series, they show him dressed in woman's clothes and he's wearing somebody's face on his face, like Leatherface. So this one lady he killed, he takes her face off and he's dancing in his house in woman's clothes with the woman's face on his face. Man, Andy, this is yeah.
Also, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I think
Yes.
it's based off him.
It's based off him too. And inspired by, that's the whole Leatherface angle. And what they go back to a lot in this is Jews and the Holocaust. And they show the Jews in the, I don't want to say pajamas, but you know, the stripe.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they refer to the Holocaust a lot and Jews. Man, it's dope, man.
We're right now. We are in Appleton, Wisconsin, and we're in the home of Leatherface.
Ed Gein.
Yeah.
I didn't know that till Marc pointed it out.
Yeah. They someone was telling me they have someone was telling us last night that people have been killed. He's buried here.
Yeah.
And so you can go to his gravesite.
But they took away his head. Somebody took his headstone.
But people go to for Halloween. People go to the graveyard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to the graveyard on Halloween.
I wouldn't go on Halloween, but if I knew that ahead of time, I wouldn't have mind if we would have went there during the day to go see it.
Yeah.
I would have went.
But there's a lot of serial killers that come from this area.
Yeah. Well, definitely Dahmer.
I'm sure there were maybe 1 or 2 at the show last night. Listen, man.
It was close.
We're at Appleton, Wisconsin, and I got to tell you, man, and I've said this before, I don't know what it is, but you would think a major city, major metropolis, Chicago, L.A., New York, Miami, some of the biggest problems come out of little-ass cities where people are just, I don't know what it is. Maybe y'all ain't got no training because you ain't used to company. But you, man, y'all show y'all's ass in these little cities, man. You know what? I'm going to tell you. I was a little bit of a proud father yesterday because Andy showed his nuts in a way that I've been longing for. You know what it reminded me of? If you ever watched the series Oz, about the on in HBO that was in jail.
Yeah.
I never was a crazy Oz fan. Matter of fact, it was one of those things where I went, I'm going to watch this series because everybody watches this series. I probably did 2 seasons and then fell off.
You were an Alabisi fan.
Yeah, you know, and I fell off. But I did see the first couple seasons. And in the first couple seasons, my man, forget what his character's name is. Hey, Marc, look up Schillinger. So
Oh, yeah, that's the dude that's on.
J.K. Simmons, who plays Spider-Man's boss.
Yeah.
In the first season or 2, I think first season, he gets this cellmate. And the dude's, for lack of better words, he's a square dude. He got caught up in some He's in jail, Oz. He's Schillinger's cellmate. I don't want to say, but he's a square dude. He ain't used to rough
Yeah, he was a normal guy.
normal guy. And Schillinger just kept with him and with him and with him till finally this dude snapped. And he got acclimated to prison life. And he gave Schillinger the business. Like, enough's enough. Andy said enough's enough last night. And I loved it. Some nigga, you want to tell him? Or
No, go ahead, because I you know what? I really don't know what I do. Like that, you know, I don't remember what I say afterwards. I just go with whatever's happening.
No, I don't particularly remember what you said either, but Andy's on stage last night. And listen, man, I say this all the time. I love my black people, I do. But I'm starting to get black fatigue. Some of you is making me sick. I'm getting tired of really. I love my people, mwah, black people, and I get some of the most street pants sagging, do-rag wearing, gold teeth having to go mouth with you. So I love the street, but I'm starting to get sick of because of the ignorance. I just can't take the ignorance. So this one group of black folks sitting in the corner, and listen, Appleton, Wisconsin is predominantly going to be white. But I said last night, these are like dirty whites. You know what I mean? Because they're white, but they come with that funk. So at one point, Andy's on stage, and I guess the wasn't really feeling him. And he said, "You suck" or something?
No, he said, we got to get, he needs to be done. We got to get the next dude up. We got to get the next guy, or the next guy up, or something like. I don't really remember. I just know I didn't like it.
And he wasn't feeling you. So Andy says to me last night when we talked about it, because I was in the green room, but then I heard what was like commotion, and I'm like, that ain't part of Andy's set. So I walked out to see what was what, and that's when I saw how the shit was jumping off. So at one point, Andy and I talked about it later because I asked him, yo, what happened? And he said, yeah, the guy said blah, 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 blah. And he said, I was trying to ignore it. But then I had an Aries moment where I went, you know what, this. And he said, he went in on the dude. And the dude was talking to Andy. Andy snapped back, hit him with some haymakers. And I had the Sopranos Italian, oh! Because Andy ain't never shivered. You know what I mean? It's the first time I seen him prison shiver. And I was like, oh, I didn't know he had that in him. And he did it, and the crowd was on his side, and he murdered the.
You know, wait a minute. Did you just tell me to get off the stage or something over there? Did I hear something like that? Why? You heard a whole room laughing, and I'm the one that's whacked? Maybe you whacked. Did you think about that for a second? If you got everybody laughing, maybe you up. Yeah, well, yeah, okay.
But your joke's wacky too.
Well, then why was everybody laughing except for you? But you know what? It's to each his own. Everybody has their own thing that they have to like. You picked out that outfit. I think it looks like shit. So what am I going to say? Black shirt, jeans, done that to it, man. You actually put effort into that. Don't you set it up, man. You did it to yourself. Dude, they're old as I work for Aries. You don't pay me. This is what I wear. What, do you want to go back and forth on this? Do you really want to? Because it was content. Because you were the one who was up. It wasn't me. Even everybody at your table are going to tell you, nah, you up.
They need to put the next comic.
There isn't a next comic. It's okay. You don't have to listen to it. What do you do? What do you do for a living? Well, yeah, you got me with that one. You are right. Maybe you should be a comic. No, what do you do? I'm asking you for real. Why? You talk, but you don't want to actually talk. What do you do? Well, what do you do? You just say and then what? Next? Yeah. I know I'm waiting for you. What do you got next? Next. I wish you would have brought someone when you buy that outfit. They would have said, get the next one, because that one didn't work. And I did the same joke because he ain't giving me anything to work with. I didn't do this. I just came here to tell jokes. You fuckers were laughing and what? I get it. I get it. You don't like it. I didn't ask security to come over. I didn't ask him. I'm just listen. If he wants to stop, let it go. No, let it go, man. Let it go. We got 6 minutes, and you got to deal with me for 6 more minutes because I'm going to tell you what, I'm getting my money, and you ain't getting me off the stage for nothing. So you can sit back, relax in your silly outfit, and shut the up. How's that? It's cool. It's okay. It's really okay. Because I understand why you feel that way. Clowns don't understand comedy. That's why they put big silly shoes on. I'm trying. I tried to let it go, man. What do you want? What do you want to do? I don't want him to be gone, but I know, but I want everybody else. I want everybody else to have a good time. Hey, listen. I don't want him to go. I want him to enjoy Aries. Man, no one gives a They just want you to shut the up because you know what? Everybody else was enjoying the show. Well, why don't you go enjoy like the bathroom for a few minutes? I'll tell my you come back and then you can have your seat there. And everybody will still know you're the silly ass just sitting right there, all right? But why don't you go to the bathroom? I don't really have any say in it. Oh, no, we're not going to do this. They're going to have their conversation. I'm going to finish my I don't give So we go, we're going to keep going. We'll let that happen over there. This is going to get weird, man. And I kind of felt like it's my fault. Every time I come to a small ass town, this shit happens, man. All right. All right. Now, my wife, she ain't here right now. Fuck her, man. I tell her to come out with me to Appleton so we can enjoy this shit. Dude, I gotta be honest, man. The jacket's worse from this side. Keep going, man. Don't go, guys. It's fun. You guys are. Don't do it. You guys got to go, or you can stay. Okay. All right. It's comedy, but I want you guys to stay. I don't want you to waste your money. All right. So can we get all back together in this? Just get this over with real quick.
See, the show was going well. That's why I didn't want. This is the thing.
Of course, we don't want to disrupt.
Yeah, I didn't want to address it because it was over to my right, and I was like. And I heard it, and I was like, nah, I didn't hear that. And I started to do the next.
You heard it, but you saying you didn't hear it.
Yeah, like in my head, I go, nah, I'm making that up in my, like, I'm assuming that's what he said.
Yeah.
And then I finished the joke that I was doing, and I was about to move on to the joke, and I go, nah, I can't let this go. And that's when I turned.
And you ain't supposed to.
And I went, man, I walked over to that corner, and I just go, did someone say some whatever like that? And everybody gets quiet for a second, and then the dude just goes, "Yeah, I did it," and then he started.
Yeah.
And then, but he, and I didn't want to. And I tell you this, and you disagree with me, but I always feel like it's not cheap to go out to a comedy club, and so they're there to see Aries Spears. They don't know me. And I don't want anybody to get kicked out while I'm on before Aries gets out there. If Aries wants to kick him out, good for you. But they paid the money. So I always have tried not to do it where they got kicked out. But this dude just didn't. Even after I got it so that we were done, and then he still said, "We got it where we're done." And he goes, and he was going to stay, and I wanted because it was a group of 6, and I go. But then he goes, "But you are whack." And I go, "What?" And then that was, we went it again one more time, and that was it. He was gone.
Listen, man, if somebody tries to ass rape you, you don't offer them milk and cookies. You bust their head to the white meat. So all that about they paid and they're really here to see me and you don't want to kick, all of that. This disrespecting you. He's disrespecting your show. He's causing a problem.
Disrespecting the audience.
There is no room for mercy. Handle that.
Yeah, he got handled.
There it is. And it's funny. When they throw him out, I'm standing in the back, so as he's leaving, he's got to walk past me. And he goes, "You a ass too, because you had me thrown out. Whatever, you. You know what I mean? I guess I wanted you thrown out because I don't want to have to deal with your monkey ass. Not that I would have, because listen, my level of coke contains fentanyl. So my comedic coke contains fentanyl. So you're going to be dead anyway. So I'm not worried about a back and forth with you, but I don't feel like going back and forth with you.
You want to do the show.
I want to do the show.
That's it.
So yeah, I was proud to see that, brother. I was like, look at this.
I just didn't understand. Everybody was having such a good time at the show. Too.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Let me play this clip I posted on Instagram the other day. And this is what I'm talking about, to really let you understand where I'm coming from when I say I'm getting tired of this, man. This is the most ghetto you about to, and you know, as a reminder, please don't let me forget, because a lot of times when I be wanting to do this, I just forget. But Anthony, I'm going to send you this clip to play, because I like what Anthony did when you said, play it here. And did you see it?
Yeah, no, yeah, I did see it, yeah.
And he actually put it in the middle of us. So I'm going to send you this clip, Anthony, and also I'm going to send you some AI clips, which we're going to talk about too, that are hilarious. But yeah, these two black in a restaurant, and listen to these two ignorant ass.
Oh, yeah.
Wait no more longer for no oyster. We need the oyster. Where the octopus at? Where people feel.
So these two black hoes is in this restaurant, and the one girl goes, "We not waiting no more longer for no oysters." And the other one go, "Where the octopus at?" We ain't waiting no more longer for no oysters. And where the octopus? I'm so tired of ignorant niggas. I'm tired of ignorant ass, ghetto, ratchet, can't talk for uneducated, you talk like a slave. I'm tired of them.
The octopus was between her legs.
Octopus. The T. Octa. Occa. Where the octopus? And we ain't waiting no more longer.
Listen, I don't want to body shame someone, but, you know, the one looking for the octopus, she ate it all. She ate it all, and her arm fat was bigger than her titties.
And the way the growl, where the octopus at? You couldn't be any unsexier.
But there's, no, I'm not.
How do you pronounce shiitake? Shit take?
It's a shit take.
Yeah, let me get the shit take mushrooms and the octopus and the hors d'oeuvres.
But if you
pick up a goddamn book.
When you
say it.
When you're not the most attractive, that's the way I want to say it. When you're not the most attractive person in the restaurant, do you have to make the most noise so everybody knows you're not attractive?
What do they got to say it? I talked to my mother about this extensively the other night. Because, you know, my mother, I'm part of the reason why I'm so pro-black is my mother and father. They, again, all the black and white, Martin Luther King footage, everything, Malcolm X. I grew up in a house where I watched that. And they got a saying. White folks have a saying where they go, offended by everything, ashamed of nothing, in regards to us, along with the black fatigue. Black people, they're offended by everything, ashamed of nothing. So that, to me, adheres a little bit to what you just said about being the loudest.
But, yeah, I don't really want to be the loudest in the room, but why extra attention? And this isn't about black folks. This is about anybody who just is in that mental.
And this is what I mean when I go, yeah, I know I got the comedic hands to handle it, but that same from last night, that's that same mentality. Octopus, we not gonna wait no more longer. Them type of, oh God. When I smell you from across the room, I go, yeah, I can deal with you, but I don't feel like dealing with you.
But as a comic, the harder part too is those people who have that mentality don't know that they lost, and they'll keep going. They interrupt. You have to kick them out.
They're suicide bombers. They're not afraid to die. They're not afraid to die.
But you had another guy, and I don't even understand why that guy was.
The couple. So, yeah, at one point, I'm on stage.
And this is all on the same show?
Yes, the second show last night. So, to the two dudes who got kicked out, their wives stayed. Their wives and one of the girls' brother. And I said to them, I was like, so your husbands left. Why didn't y'all leave? They were like, we won't stay see the show. I said, these are two of the most disloyal I've ever seen. When your man left, y'all should have left. But they stayed, and only. But the one lady who had to be in her 60s with no teeth.
Yeah, she was disloyal to her teeth.
Yeah, she actually took her teeth out. This is Wisconsin. So I'm going back and forth with this heavy, killing her. And at one point, this couple, this white lady and a man, little skinny dude, nigga looked like Squidward. So at one point, they were laughing so aggressively so that the lady cocked her head back. But then at one point, I guess as I'm exchanging back and forth with no teeth, she got upset. And her and her husband both stood up at the same time, and I could tell they were leaving. I said, where y'all going? Where y'all leaving? We just don't think you're very funny. And of course, I unleashed 1,000 you on this. And her man, and you could tell, he just stopped and defiantly stared at me. Like trying to have a stare down with me. Like staring at me was going to intimidate me. And I was like, what you gonna do? You're not even prepared. You're not gonna do anything. You're just doing that to defend your honor. So stop it. And I said this looked like a light bulb because his head he had a big Ethiopian dome with a skinny neck. And I'm like, man, what you gonna do?
And then he had that voice because I called him out. Before in the show at the beginning. I was just looking at the audience. I go, nice scarf, man. And he goes, thanks, like that, thanks, like this. Not the voice that I was.
He was Squidward.
Yeah, and everybody in the place started laughing as soon as he started talking.
Yeah,
he was just funny, and that's why I was like,
hold up, real quick, Mark, you got all this footage, right?
Yeah, it's why you pay me.
Yeah, I want you to make sure you cut these moments up with me and Squidward and Andy and the black dude, and send that to Anthony. Anthony, when you get this and we talk about this, find a moment where you can play it. Yeah, there it is, right there. He's pulling it up. Where y'all going? What happened? You don't think I'm that funny? Well, bitch, get your fat, your ugly ass out of here. And take that genie with you. You and that. I don't give a. This is my show. Hey, baby, sock him. Get him. You ain't got to say, this how talk. This is black talk. Niggas are rhythmic. Don't choose up to protect this woman. She know what the is going on. And take that lanky nigga with you. Motherfucker looking like a light bulb. Yeah, nigga, you. I ain't Chris Rock, nigga. We can sit up here and stare at each other all motherfucking day. It don't make no difference. I got about 18 niggas in here that'll jump on your ass, so you try. Starting with my Wakanda. Motherfucker nigga weigh 10 pounds, right? Shut up before me and my disloyal wife beat the shit out you. Yeah, we gonna whoop his ass, girl. I love it. His girl said, I didn't think he was that funny. Well, white people, you came and saw what you wanted to see. They were driving home. They really are right. Look at this bald-headed, lanky-ass nigga.
He was funny. He was taking the abuse about it too, and I didn't understand why he would be a problem.
And there's no audio there?
It's on the other. It's on a different track.
Oh.
No, there's.
It's on that.
Look, and that's the crazy part. He felt like he needed to stick up for it. Let me tell white people something about black people culturally. Here's the reason, and I've said this before. The reason why sometimes white boys shoot up an entire school is because they get tired of being with. Don't do that because play Joneses. We played, they used to call it back in my father's day, the dozens. Or they call it Jonesing. Black people talk. We with each other. Nah, man, look at this nigga sneakers. You so poor. We do that since childhood. So and a lot of times it ain't about, yo, we about to fight. It's just the banter that we have culturally with each other as fun. White people ain't used to that. So for this white dude to feel like, oh, he reached out to the black woman as though to say, we don't worry, we support you. And I told him, back up. Me and this know what we doing. And when go back and forth, that's talk, that's that flavor, that's that spice. We talk to each other like that. Shut up. What? You see how many times last night she went, yeah, that's us. That's us. That's cultural. See, white people, y'all not used to that, so you think it's an attack. It's not an attack. It's I love you. I love you too. It's love. It's abusive love. White people always got to be somebody's savior.
Yeah, it's in the movies that way.
Stop feeling like you got to save black people. We know what we doing. Back the up. Saudi Arabia. You got any questions?
Yeah, I got lots of questions for you about going. First of all, the flight.
Oh, listen. Hey, man, and this is called broke talk.
By the way, I just want to say, I didn't ask Aries any of these questions because I wanted to be fresh.
Yes.
So he's telling this for the first time. So I just want that to be said.
Listen, how often do I leave the country? I've been to Africa. I've been to Europe twice. I've been to Africa twice. I've been to Europe twice. And again, I told the story. First time I flew with Ish. I sat and coached with him because this was, I had money, but I was a little stingy with my money. And I was like, I'll get me a first class seat, but I'm not going to let my boy, my best friend, sit and coach by himself for 24 hours. So I'll take the L too. So we both did that. Never again. So the second time I went to Africa, I took my baby mother, and we both flew first. When I went to Europe, I flew first. But I've never flown first on this level. Emirates Airlines, first class, $28,000 seats. I bought one for me and my girl. I mean, the festival paid, but you know what it is. It's still my money, so whatever. And they serve you caviar, which I've never had, but I said I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna go all out with this experience. There was you could shower. There was a shower in the bathroom. They have, and
because you get a room, right? It's like a little room.
It's like a suite in the air, and on the bottom level, because I didn't understand this at first. So the first we get on the plane, and I didn't even know there was two entrances. There's the upstairs, which is where we were, and there's the bottom level where the minions stay. Where the poor stay.
I saw it on the Titanic.
I've never seen that before.
On the Titanic, when they go on.
Right, so I didn't know until I get on the plane, the shit takes off, I go to the bathroom, I look, and this flight of steps go down with a velvet rope across it. I said, well, what's down there? Oh, that's the economy and economy plus. Now, when you walk past the very front of the plane is where the Emirates seats are, the suites. Just past my curtain, there's business class. Now, business class is like first class anywhere on an American carrier. They got the seats to turn into beds. It's a nice, normal first class anywhere else. But when you see what Emirates is, I don't feel like I even want to fly first class unless it's Emirates. Andy, the TV that you watch is as big as that. They give you a mattress. So when you get ready to sleep, they put a mattress over the bed. They give you a blanket, pillow. The kit, if you're a female, they give you a kit with female products in it. If you're a man, shaving cream or razor. The menu, it ain't like when you fly first class in here in America, domestic, where it's like this little thin paper, a booklet. And I mean, 5-star, when you fly within domestic, you get 3 choices. This, it's like being in a restaurant. Choices. And they feed you all day, the whole flight. There's no set, okay, we're going to bring this out now, we're going to bring... No, when you're hungry, you push the button, the lady comes over. If you want to eat for the whole 16 hours, they'll feed you. Whatever you want, however much of it you want. So, and then, I tried the caviar, and,
What'd you try it on?
a cracker. It didn't really taste like nothing. But the idea that it was fish eggs, I couldn't get past that.
You didn't? Did you mind the pop?
That was the other thing. That was the other thing. But and then again, when you want to, you could schedule a shower for 30 minutes, and so that they lock the bathroom down so you can go shower. They give you pajamas. At one point, at the top level, when you go past business, at the very end of the plane, it's a bar. With a bartender, make you whatever you want. And, I go, listen, I don't want to turn people off because I know there's a lot of people that simply can't afford this and wouldn't do it.
Me.
But I'm going, if I'm sitting in below, the lower level, you're not going, what's behind the rope? What's upstairs? And then I sent out a post when we flew back from Saudi Arabia to Dubai, because we went from LA to Dubai to Saudi Arabia, and then the reverse. But on the reverse, there were suites, but these were a little bit even bigger. So at one point, I had my girl shoot this video where I got this classical music playing, and she's zooming in on my suite, and I got the menu, and I turned the page and shit. And then I was reading some of the comments, and somebody goes, and this is what I mean when I say broke talk. Man, I would never pay that much money for a flight. For what? We all going to the same place. Step your game up. That is the weakest I've ever heard. What a horrible mentality. Listen, whatever your game is in life, maybe you work a job or you live a lifestyle where you never make the kind of money to afford that. But the desire should be there. The motivation. You only got one go-round in this life. Don't you want to experience, and that was the other thing. You push that button and the closes. A door closes. So you really are enclosed in your own suite. I'm just going, you don't want to sniff a little bit of that? That's why I say to you, and I know we've had these conversations where you go, well, you differ from me. And I want the mansion, I want the cars, I want the life. You don't have to have that. And I hear you, and I respect it. But I just go, to not even fathom it. Really? Your mentality is that broke that you come up with a bull. Say whatever you want, but don't say that stupid shit. We're all going to the same place. Yeah, we are, but we ain't. We are going to the same place, but we ain't getting there the same way.
Can I say it a different way for you that I think helps? You should desire to be in a position. We should dream. I'm going to say dream, to be in the position, because if your dreams are low, then how are you going to get someplace? But you should have the desire. The dream should be that something like that
Look at that. Look at that.
Isn't expensive to you. See, that's the trick. That's the flip. That it isn't expensive. You're looking at it as spending all this money. But if you have that kind of money, it isn't all that money. It's why when Michael Jordan talked about his gambling, he's like, what is he going to gamble? Is he going to bet $5 on a hole?
Yeah.
Is he going to feel it? How, if you're a billionaire, how do you feel $5?
Right. And like the one sports dude said on Last Dance, 10,000, he's got it. That's nothing to him. He's got it.
So, and I'm not saying that you should just blow it. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if you aspire to a level that money, we're going on a trip. We don't go on a trip. We don't take a lot of 16-hour flights for leisure. Let's do it. Let's do it the best way we can.
Yeah.
I understand it. I really do understand it. But I also look at it this way, and I hope that other people look at it this way too. You're going there for a day. Let's say you're going to go there for 10 days. You're going to go see pyramids. You're going to do that, and I have a certain amount of money to spend. That's all I'm going to spend. Maybe I will cut back on the flight there so that I can enjoy where I actually am going for my vacation.
Dude, I think the two have to marry. Like if you have to cut back on the flight in order to enjoy the destination, then you're not ready for the destination. Don't go until you can do it all correctly. Why cheat yourself on one end to enjoy something on the other?
Because I'll tell you how I did it, why my mentality changed, why I wasn't why that didn't mean as much to me. Listen, if I had that kind of money, if I had a Jordan money, if I had, if I was a billionaire, yeah, I would want that nice stuff. I'd probably want, I didn't need the biggest house, but I'd probably want houses in a few different places. But what you can do is look at it this way. Put the money in stacks, $100 bills. Stack it up. And then take that money that you're going to spend on that, like what you have that week, whatever amount of money you want to put out there on the table, I'm going to spend this. And then take that money out. What would have been $50,000 about? A little over. Yeah. Take $50,000 on that stack. Push it off to the side and take a look at it and go, that's a flight. Do I really want that to be my flight? Or do I want to put some of that in my pocket? That's the difference. That's where my head's at. I can't give it up like that. I've had money, and then I didn't have money, and then I'm okay right now in my life, but it's just too hard to give it up because I never know when it's going to go.
What's the longest flight you've ever taken?
I went to Bora Bora. I think it was 12 hours.
You fly first?
No, I did not. And
okay, so here's what I would say to you.
I would have, had I known, had I really understood, I would have paid the extra.
Because what I was going to say was, and at that point, 12, 16, we're talking a couple hours more. If you've flown coach that long, fly first class that long, I guarantee you won't go back.
No.
Because it ain't just about the money. It's about truly enjoying the moment.
Yeah. No, I'm not disagreeing.
And you get what you pay for.
You do, but there's a problem. And I shouldn't, listen, if you have kids, I love kids. I love my kids. I don't love your kids. I don't know your kids. But, I'm sure you love your kids.
I love your kids, too.
But you can't, I can't pay for first class and then have somebody that brought their family and they have their kid with them that is a loud, ruckus kid while I'm trying to enjoy my first class seat. And
that's why you close the door.
Yeah, that's why that makes sense to me. Because I've been in first class and, somebody brings their kids and it's just cool.
Emirates actually, if the kid is loud, they throw him out the plane in flight.
I think there should be a family section in the plane. I really do.
Let me tell you something, man. I go where my job takes me. And I'm going to say this about Saudi Arabia. Middle East, period. Listen, there are certain places where I go, I want to go there. I want to go to Italy. I always wanted to go to Africa. Thank God my job took me there. Because I'm an animal fan, and I've always wanted to see animals not in cages, in their natural habitat. So Africa's somewhere I want to go. I want to go to Greece. I want to go to China. I want to go to Japan. I want to go to Australia. But then there are certain places I go, dog, I don't ever have to go there. The Middle East, I don't ever have to go there. But my job took me there. Now, I don't have any reason to go to Singapore. Now, when you look at Singapore's first class, oh, it's a little bit better than Emirates. Because Same thing, but with Emirates, again, you got the leather chair that turns into the bed. In Singapore, your suite, you got the chair, but then you have a little bit over a couch. And then you go down the hall in your suite, they got 2 full-on beds like these together, where you and your girl could actually 35,000 feet in the air. And then you got your own shower. On Emirates, you share the shower, but they clean it after everybody uses it each time. But on Singapore, you got your own shower in your suite.
So you can take a shower in the shower.
Man, I want to smell it.
So that
I want to know. I gotta know.
So that's the Mile High Club Plus.
Yes. Matter of fact, the thing they just like with Emirates, there's economy plus, business class, first class. But with Singapore, the thing above first class, I think they call it like a first residence. Now, above that is your own jet. Steps. I'm trying to take these steps, man.
Did you take a shower?
No, I didn't.
You didn't?
Yeah, I didn't,
You didn't want to wipe that blood money off your hands?
That's funny. You got one more and you're fired, nigga. That was great.
That was good.
And since we're on to that, let's talk about that. All these comics are catching flack. Big heavy hitters. Chris Tucker, all the heavy hitters that were there. Tom Segura, Louis C.K., Chris Tucker, of course, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Hart, and, Jeff Ross. Now, listen, I didn't really catch a lot of flack because I'm not on that level. And I look at it like Karl Malone on The Last Dance. Not The Last Dance, when they did the documentary about the Dream Team. And Karl Malone goes, I don't care if you call me last. I got the call. So, yeah, I might not be Kevin. And listen, Kevin, Bill, Dave, they played to 6,000 people. I played to 1,000. So, that shows. I'm not on that level, but I got the call. And for all the people talking shit, here we go. Here's and I didn't want to say nothing until I got done because I didn't want to do anything to f anything up. And I just went, when did America become the moral compass on human decency and human rights? We talking about the same America, 400 years of slavery. Rape, murder, torture, mayhem, cannibalism, throwing babies to alligators, buck breaking, pulling legs apart with horses, the most brutal shit ever. We talking about the 60s and the civil rights movement, bombing churches, killing women and children. Children. We talking about the famous photo of the black woman slave who was hung from the bridge, pregnant, fetus cut open, stomped on the fetus by some white folks. We talking about the genocide of the Native American Indian. Damn, they killed off an entire race of people. Disease, murder, rape. We talking about stealing their land, and to this day, lying about it in curriculum in school and history books. We talking about the brutalization of my people, black people, by police officers who are sworn to protect and serve, paid for by our tax dollars, but instead they abuse and kill. So what are you talking about? You hypocrites. Listen, I love America. I'm proud to be from America. This is my country. But stop it with the hypocrisy. America, and then I'm definitely gonna play that famous clip by Farrakhan and Mike Wallace again. How dare America? How dare you? Out of here.
Is there a line?
Is there a line in terms of what?
Like,
We
how
just
bad of a country it could be that you would say no?
listen. Every country has had their fill of being up. Regardless, whatever country, continent, nation, we've all done up. America is by no means innocent. So to answer your question, I don't know. But who are we to judge? We are in no position. I can see Andy ready with the butt and the argument.
It's really funny because my butt is to him.
I was just proposing a question.
And here's the thing, and I'm gonna point this out before I give up the floor. Bill Maher, his last episode of Real Time, he had Louis C.K. on. And I guess Dave Chappelle made a quote where he said, I can come to the Middle East and speak about Charlie Kirk in ways that I can't do in America. And basically Louis C.K. said, well, that's not true. You know, you can say things in America. So they both, Bill Maher and Louis C.K. was calling Dave for. And the biggest thing that Louis C.K. said, that, and I want to play a clip from Aziz Ansari too, and we're all saying the same thing. Listen, change doesn't happen overnight, okay? They just started letting their women drive over there. But this is a step. This is a step. This is a big step because what they, and listen, it said in the contracts at first, you can't, there was a boatload of shit we couldn't say. And I guess one of the promoters, the big American promoters said, listen, this is not gonna work if you're not gonna let our comics be who they are. We are Americans, we say what we want. And then they dwindled it down to, all right, just don't make fun of the government, don't make fun of the and don't fuck with us about our religion. Anything else goes. And I gotta tell you, it was crazy because I got recognized once by just some local person from Saudi Arabia. I was at a museum and the dude said, Aries Spears, oh my God, you're like a comedy god. Can I please get a picture? And boom. But when I got to the festival, so many people knew who the fuck I was. So many people. I was taking so many pictures with dudes in the white outfit, the one piece from the neck to the ankles, to the women in the black with just showing the eyes. And I'm telling you, dude, they were starving for it. They want to hear that raw. They're tired of, to some degree, feeling like they got these barriers. They want it. They were starving for it. Say shit. Yeah, they loved it. So it's a step, man.
Well, what's funny is you thought I was gonna. You thought, because you told me.
Because I saw you make that face.
Yeah, but my face wasn't about that. My face is about the people that. When you told me you could go, I said go. Like I was like, yeah, I think it's an important step. Listen, their government has problems. People make changes culturally before the government usually does. And I shouldn't say that, when we talk about the United States, yeah, there was we made changes culturally so that the government held up the accountability to the government, to the laws. So specifically black in this country. Culturally, those changes were made. They were made through sports. They were, a lot of it was made through sports. They were made through music. They were made through entertainment. So when you have entertainers that are going to a land that doesn't have that kind of freedom, and the government opened up the door to say, we want to see, we want to bring you in, we want you to entertain our people, we want to show, and they opened the door for that. That's planting the seed. That's planting the seed of changing up the culture. Now, it's not going to happen tomorrow, but the seed was just planted. And the government opened up the door to allow that. And by us saying, no, you're not worthy of our culture because you are so lower than us, one, does not help change their culture at all. And two, to your point, this country has to hold up, has to take a responsibility for what it's done. And so that is the greatest hypocrisy if we look at it that way. But today, it's like it's all or nothing. It really is all or nothing. The people here today, right now, politically, on the right and the left. Left is worse because they're louder. Right is more dangerous when they're quiet. So both are a problem. But the extremes, there's no room. There's no wiggle room. You can't have been bad and been rehabilitated. You know what? That's for the left, I'll give this to them. If you were bad and you deserve a second chance, unless you're bad right now.
If you're bad right now and you say I made a mistake, that's not good enough. You have to be banished for a while, I guess. I don't know what it is. I haven't figured that out. But they're the ones who also want everybody to get a second chance at the same time. But this country opened up the door. You don't understand the country if you're just going off the changes, the small changes that have been made now. This country wasn't like that before. It's changed quite a bit from where it was. It's moved further ahead than other countries. And the fact that they want to continue to move forward is what they were offering. Show us the way. Give us a little something. What can we, if we move a little bit, what do we get? What's the benefit of it? And I felt terrible for a comic that I listen. I didn't listen to anybody's stance on this. I didn't give a about anybody's stance on it. It's how I felt. But I did hear some stories about Jessica Kurtzen, I think is the way she pronounces her last name. I wonder.
Kirsten? Kirsten?
Is this the Jewish gay?
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody told me, somebody said, when I was like, I'm worried about what I can get away with. I said, this girl said she's Jewish and gay. Got a standing ovation.
Listen, and this lady, she's the beast of a comic. I see her in New York all the time. There's two female comics that are here that I will put up against any male comic in that New York scene, and that's Jessica. I think it's Kurtzen. I might say it, maybe saying the last name wrong, and Lupicello, Adrian Loop. Can you look up New York comic Adrian and see if I can get her last name right? I fuck up names so bad. Lucelli, I don't know, but anyway, these two are awesome. But Jessica had to go out on this thing where she's basically apologizing for going. She donated her money, which is fine. I think that's fine. That's beautiful. But she felt, they opened up a door for a Jewish woman to come to Saudi Arabia to tell jokes in front of I don't know who was I don't know the people that were necessarily there. But, and to let people experience a woman of that wouldn't be welcome there normally. They humanized her. The audience humanized her. I'm not saying the government humanized her by inviting her. I'm saying it's so taboo that it was humanized in a way.
Right.
And why would you not want that?
Right.
And that's why with these people who just it's the wrong thing to do. No, this is seed planting, man. And this is not gonna make changes today, but it planted seeds.
And listen, I even felt a little crazy saying they just started letting women drive. That seems so like, man, that should have happened 15, 20 years ago. And to think that that's like a gift. Oh, women can drive now. But listen, that's their culture. Whether you like it or not, whether you agree with it or not, that's their culture. And if they push the needle even a milli-inch, okay, well, what do you want? It's something.
It's changing. It's change, and
listen, I didn't know until my agent told me, and my agent's such a gay diva, because he always wants me to wear Prada and Versace and all this expensive gay shit. And he goes,
I think you would just be happy if you didn't say shit like that.
But he goes, Aries, you can't go over there dressed the way you dressed when we had dinner the other night. You can't look like a slob. You have to go and you have to wear a suit and you have to wear this. And I said, the last time, William, you told me this is when I opened for Keith Sweat in Vegas, and you swore to me that I had to put a suit on every goddamn night. And I did, and I was uncomfortable, and I was mad. And then when I got paid the last night, I asked the promoter, yo, man, did I have to wear a suit? No. Could have worn whatever you want. You're not going to get me twice. So I called Russell Peters, and I go, Russell, do I have to wear? And he goes, dude, no, you could wear it. And he sent me a picture of him and Mike Tyson hanging out in the Middle East. Russell had on a goddamn tracksuit.
Yeah.
He says that you can wear whatever you want.
Listen, you just, how are you supposed to advance, and I even hate using the word advance, how are you supposed to influence other cultures if you don't allow that culture to even take any kind of root in that community? They saw comedy. They saw American comics were the ones. They were the only ones. The jester was the only one who was allowed to make fun of the king. They were the ones to.
What you gonna do?
You couldn't do that. But there's some dead jesters too, man. I just want you to know.
So
that.
listen,
They didn't all make it.
So
dead journalists,
so
too.
what I did, because I was concerned, I flew out a day earlier, and I had some dude hit me up on Instagram, and he was like, man, we got a local comedy club here, so if you want to come by, whatever. And I said, you know what, let me do that. So I went to the little local comedy club in Saudi Arabia just to get my feet wet. I was so concerned about what worked, what wouldn't. And I went there, and they kind of didn't advertise it, but they advertised it. They were like, we got a special American comedian coming in. We're not going to say who, but this is a special guest. This is called The Dark Show. And they had, one dude was from Pittsburgh. They had some white girl, and the host was Middle Eastern. He was a local. Isimo, who opened for me, a comic out of Finland, who I've worked with before. And I got on stage, and sure as shit, man, the audience was loving it. But I'm looking at these three women, and they keep looking at each other, exchanging looks and whispering. Sure enough, they got up and left. And at one point, I said, listen, so you guys know the true testament of a great comedian from where I come from is when you walk. So you see how great I am. And they left. And I even started out and said, listen, guys, I'm not going to lie to y'all. I am nervous as shit because I've never been to this part of the world. My material is very culturally based. I talk a lot about race, a lot of American references. So I'm not sure how much of this is going to translate to y'all, but I want you to know that back in America, in the comedy scene, I'm one of the greatest in the game. So if I say something tonight and you don't laugh, it's not me, it's you. So that broke the ice. And I'm glad I did it because when I finally went up to the festival, listen, they wanted me to do an hour. I told the promoter, I said, listen, man, if I give you 40, 45 strong, is that okay? Because I've tested some things. I already know in my head certain things. It's just not going to fly. They're not going to get it. And he goes, give me a solid 40 and you good. So I ended up doing like 45. But yeah, it was, whew.
You felt it?
I felt it. Like I did well. But I don't like having to be in my own head that much during a show. And I was in my head going, nope, don't say this. Oh, you got to switch this, alter this. A lot of alterations. And when I did the transgender thing, it's funny. During the setup, and that part where I go, you shouldn't physically hurt anyone. Everybody should have their rights. You could feel the men going, where is he going with this? And then when I finally showed you I was pro-woman, transgenders, I was a hero. I was a hero. And at one point, there was one African dude there, and I did the joke about how African men are aggressive, and they just, they tell their women what to do, and they don't have no say in the matter. And, of course, everybody laughed, and I said, it's funny, all the Saudi men are like, I can relate to this. So it was...
And did they laugh at that?
Yeah. I don't have to go back, though.
Yeah. But, see, I do want to... I'm addressing things that normally don't get heard, but our very left-leaning liberal...
Otto
had to bring up the thing about where you said...
The journalist.
Journalist. Oh. Did the people that are in charge right now have anything to do with that?
I don't really care. I whatever.
No,
I do
care.
think there's a difference
I think
from getting money from the government as opposed to like a separate organization and going over. Because it's really like what's in their head. Like what are they trying to push? You know what I mean? Like what are their motives for doing this? You'd be like, oh, it's a step forward. Or they're just trying to get more tourists and earn more tourism dollars. That's essentially...
When you open up your doors, you make changes to your culture, whether it's tourism or not.
But the difference between that and America is America at least has like this bendable constitution where you do that. That's a monarchy. That's just one dude or a family in power.
Let me ask you. Let me try to remind you something that you're not going to remember because I don't even know if you were alive. Do you remember when they tore down the wall
in Berlin?
In Berlin.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. Do you realize the people that were on the east side, they were so behind Because there was no contact. There was no culture improvement. They stayed in that same bubble that they were in.
I'm just saying.
You're
it,
saying
it
a lot of
depends on
shit.
what are the motivations. You really can't see either way. Say it either way unless you really know the motivations about the people in charge.
Does that...
This could be just a smokescreen that continue doing their bad.
Okay, but it doesn't make a difference.
It doesn't make a difference.
No, because if it's a smokescreen, so they can continue to do the bad, but you planted seeds of something else there that will grow. It doesn't make a difference how you got it in. You got it in.
I mean, they're definitely modernizing.
But wait a minute.
Sure.
But wait. And even when you go, the journalists, direct orders. So who do you think killed Malcolm and Martin?
I mean, I don't know.
All right,
Are we going to conspiracies now? Like,
No, conspiracy my ass. When Martin started, I forget how they say it, but once he started talking less about, his message was always about race in terms of black people getting equality and being treated the way we should have been. But once he started talking about financial, this is when this gets offed.
Well, it was also about government that he was talking about.
Right. Okay. And again,
And
it might have been black men that killed Malcolm, but most people believe the government was behind that.
Well, Malcolm actually have tapes of FBI
Okay,
conversations.
so when you go journalists, direct order, government, again, America, stop it. Stop it.
I don't think America should. I think America should try to do better and try to hold themselves up for improving. This is one of my gripes with where we are right now with this what we hold accountable. Like we went all the way back, and this is there's no like you have to take a look at the improvements that have been made. Exactly how I feel about Saudi Arabia. They are opening up. They are trying. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not. And so if you would have came over there and did that to bring some American culture and a humor, but they didn't take any money, would that be okay then? Is that really what the problem is?
I think there's a difference between the government giving you money and being like, you need to post good things about our country versus just going over there and doing a private gig.
Well, they didn't say that you had to post good things about the country. You can come back here and say anything you want about their country.
Well, they can only control you
for what they're doing. You're getting paid for the 32 hours that you're on a plane. You're getting paid for the fact that you're not getting paid in this country to do comedy, and you went over there to spread some of Western ideas.
I do think potentially there could have been, because press is good when you're.
Are we talking about conspiracy theories?
I think there is if
there's conspiracy theories.
I think there is potential if you did turn it down, it could have equated to making more money. I think that's if
No. The amount of time to be on stage and listen, I made 6 figures. I won't say what the number is, but I made 6 figures. Rumor has it, I think Dave Chappelle probably got him and Kevin anywhere from 4 to 6 million.
Yeah.
So for one show, an hour.
Well, I'm saying if your publicists and stuff really knew how to spin it, putting you on certain programs and shit.
You could talk about
Sell
spinning
some
it, but
tickets.
so you're still using it to benefit yourself, is what you're saying. What I'm saying is when a woman a Jewish woman who's gay goes to there and introduces something that they may have only heard about in stories. No, it's not just in stories, but a successful, what is going to be perceived as an ultra successful female lesbian on stage in front of a Jew in front of this crowd. You don't see that that's culturally a shiftable moment?
What, that Jews are funny?
Oh, you just disproved that theory.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
No, either way, I'm not really against it.
Let me ask you. Let me ask you
for
something.
it.
This is where you both can
Not
probably.
really.
This is where you both can probably educate me. Like when you say the thing about the journalists, when you say blood money. One other thing that I constantly heard people say about this was the Saudis, the people behind 9/11. Okay, they said, what was it? 11 out of the whatever, how many hijackers were from Saudi Arabia? So we just going to penalize the whole country because of 11 lunatics?
Well, they're not necessarily.
There goes never forget.
Yeah, no, they're not necessarily lunatics.
Whatever.
No, what I would say to that is this. First of all, we say they're from Saudi, and there were Saudis, and there was money from Saudi, but there's a lot of people that are that have Saudi money and have power in Saudi Arabia that don't necessarily control each other. And if we're gonna go there, and then we go to Osama bin Laden, who made his money in HVAC actually in Saudi Arabia, which was what the guy did.
Is that HVAC?
Yeah,
Air conditioning?
Yeah, he did. That's how he made a boatload of his money. He owned the contracts. He owned the government contracts. So if you have that, that's a faction from that land. But we have factions from this country as well. This is why I'm saying, and why I agreed with what you said, is that we have to. The hypocrisy is would be to go, no, you're not good enough for what we have to offer, when we weren't good enough at one time for where we are right now. And we have to remember that, so that when opportunity comes for us to be able to seed some better ideas that we feel are better ideas, we have that opportunity to take it. That's why I don't understand this this backlash of what this is. This is people talking about how much it's because they don't have the opportunity. And Marc Maron was one of the leaders in that, and but I do love that he was on stage, and he did in his act. He went over that in his act, and then he said, "But of course, I was not invited, so I wasn't actually tested to see if my my morals would stand up." So I do appreciate that he made it funny about it. That is his principal way that he felt, and I think that you can have that principal way, but I wouldn't on every comic that went over there for that, because of that. I think that culturally it was very important for that to happen, and I'm proud of the comics that went there. Jessica, I'm so proud of her. I mean, listen, being gay there is not an easy thing to be.
Yeah. It's punishable and arrestable.
Yes, and being Jewish is not a winning. A Jewish gay woman is not a winning combination, and she took herself over there and she showed who she was, and she's so funny, and I love her, man.
Did I ever tell you did I say on this podcast the Louis C.K. joke about being in the cab with the Arab dude?
I don't think so.
I'll tell you this. He said he was on some podcast, and he said he was in a cab in New York, and the driver was Arab. And when they pulled up to the stoplight, the lady that was crossing the street thought that the dude was going to hit her with the cab. Did I tell you this? So the lady flips the driver off, and the Arab guy goes, in my country, if woman does this to me, I can get out of the cab and literally beat her to death. And then a week later, her body will still be there. And Louis C.K. goes, I don't know what was worse, the fact that he could beat her to death, or that a week went by and nobody cleaned it up.
I do remember you telling me, but you didn't say it on the podcast.
Oh, okay.
That, yeah. But, I again, man, I think people are just
All right, Andy.
crazy.
Here's a little theoretical. Hamas throws a comedy festival. You going?
Wait a minute. Who threw it?
Hamas.
Well, that's not very likely, is it?
It's a theoretical.
No, ask me in a real way. Ask me in a real way.
What are you saying? I just made up the stipulations.
2 years from now, there's a comedy show in Palestine, and they want comics from the America.
And Hamas is still in charge of giving you money and say you have to say nice things about Hamas.
No.
Okay, so there is a line.
No, it's not a line. I'm not going because Hamas. It's not feasible for Hamas to be there.
It's a hypothetical.
But you got to have some realistic approach in this.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you something, because you're new to this podcast. Andy don't do hypotheticals. Andy finds holes and entrances and doorways to get out of hypotheticals. I've hit him with hypotheticals so many times it had to do exactly what you did and go, it's a hypothetical.
But it has to be realistic.
You can't corner this motherfucker.
It has to be a realistic
What
hypothetical.
about Hezbollah?
Are we doing it?
Saying it has to be a realistic hypothetical. It's like saying it has to be a real dream. It's a dream for a reason. It can't be real.
Well, I can't say I wouldn't go if it can't happen. So, because it's not going to happen. Hamas is not going to be running.
I hate you.
So it doesn't work for me. But Lebanon, if going to Lebanon and I felt was going to improve situations and a comedy festival was a way to get them from relaxing, yeah, I'd go to Lebanon. If it was comedy, if it was a group of people to bring our culture to a culture that needs it, yeah, you got to do it.
But Hezbollah.
Yeah, that's Lebanon.
No, Hezbollah doesn't run Lebanon.
What do they run?
They're just like their own organization.
And where's that organization located?
It's in Lebanon.
Okay. Am I?
But you said if I go to Lebanon.
Yeah, if I go to Lebanon.
But I'm not talking about the Lebanese
There's
government.
two.
I'm talking about
they're
Hezbollah.
Hezbollah. We went to Saudi Arabia. If you're going to do the hypothetical, put it in the same context.
You know, it was funny. So when we got to Dubai to catch the connection to Saudi Arabia, we had to take a train over to one of the gates. And as the door opens up, there's an Arab guy pushing another Arab guy in a wheelchair. And as soon as the door opened up, you know how, normally you let people come off before you get on. But this dude wouldn't let nobody come off. He just started wheeling my man in the train and damn near ran over my woman's foot. So in her true Queens, New York, Puerto Rican fashion, she does a little Rosie Perez and Cardi B. Can we get off? I pulled this and said, remember where the we at? You can't talk to men like that.
And what'd she say?
She started laughing. She was like, oh, that's right. And then she talked about how much she loved it because it was so clean. She kind of I like the fact that the men are dressed a certain way, the women are dressed a certain way. They don't fornicate. They're faithful. And then she gave me the look. They're faithful. And I said, yeah, but these also listen to their men. So if you like this, I'll like it with you. But you can't pick and choose how you gonna be. You shut the up and remember who the man is.
This isn't a buffet.
Right.
You're ordering off the menu.
Yeah,
and it's a pre-selected.
Yeah, you're gonna take what we give you. Out of here. I'm gonna tell you something, man. We went to the mall because she wanted to go buy some authentic Middle Eastern female wear. And this is where sometimes Americans, we get naive and stupid. I was looking in the mall at the food court. They got a Burger King. They got a McDonald's. They got a Popeyes, right? And incidentally, we had Burger King. Something different, though. That cheese, the meat, something different. I don't know what it is, but it gave me the runs. So I go, I got to go to the bathroom. Andy, this is where, now, I'm glad it progressed, and I saw that it ain't what I think it is. I go in the bathroom, and this Arab dude is, and you know how I feel about feet. This nigga's washing his feet in the sink. I mean, foot underneath the nozzle, fingers in between the toes. And again, they wear that, look up what the wear is. The guys that wear the white, it's all white.
It's a one piece.
It's a one piece from the neck to the ankles with the little red picnic blanket on top with the the black hoses to hold it together. That look. But for him to get his feet right, this nigga got his dress yanked up to his upper thighs with his foot in the sink. It took everything in me to not go, yo, what you doing? So then I get past him. I'm like, yo, where's the urinal? Where's the toilet? I don't see no toilets. I open the door. You go in the door, a closed booth by yourself. Andy, there's a hole in the ground. A hole. There's no toilet paper. There's a hose. I said, take me back to the hotel, man. What I'm supposed to do?
Was there a toilet in your hotel?
Yes.
A regular toilet.
Beautiful 5-star hotel. When you open the door, the curtains automatically open. And I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna definitely do this. They had heated seats for the toilet, but then they had a thing with all these options. You push one button and water shoots up your ass from one angle. You push another button and from another angle it washes your nuts. I'm getting this.
Yeah, bidet. You should have one.
No, it wasn't a bidet. It wasn't a bidet like where you go and you see a toilet and then there's a bidet. This was all in one toilet.
Yeah, but that's how they make them now.
Yo, man.
You can order it on Amazon.
Get a nut washer and an ass cleaner, it'll change your life, dude. When that water pressure hit my butthole and my nuts the way that it did, I swear to God, I'm not lying. I was doing this. Oh, yo, woo! That shit felt good. But anyway, so I saw the hole and I went, I'm not out of here. So then later on that day, we went to like a little market, a local market. Because, you know, listen, if it was up to me, I'm at the hotel with the AC on, chilling. But at least she wants to go through all this. So we go to this little local market, and I have to go to the bathroom. And there's another place with a bathroom in it. But this one had a toilet. But that toilet looked so filthy. I mean, like a scene out of a movie. Flies was flying around the toilet. I said, 0 for 2. Then we go to eat. And now I started seeing in the nicer places, the restaurants, the museum, they got the toilet, they got toilet paper, still got the hose. So I guess at one point you're supposed to wash your ass out with the hose. But I said, yeah, man, I miss home. But I'm glad. I thought at first when I saw the hole, this was all of Saudi Arabia. I was like, I got to get the out of here.
There's a lot of countries that have the hole.
That's crazy,
In
dude.
like public areas.
So you just supposed to cock over a hole and yo, that's bananas.
They're really good basketball players, though.
Unless you Shaq. The hole.
Can't make
A
a free throw.
thob? A thob?
A what?
A thob?
What's a thob?
Is that the garment? It says the
Oh, you
ankle
tell
length
me.
robe.
Yeah.
The core garment. A
I think
thob.
a thob. Okay, yeah.
You know what's better for you to like that though.
Yeah, I heard it's best for you to have your legs up.
Yeah, you want your knees above your.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been the regular way for 50 years, so I'm good. You know what I mean? I ain't got to lift my legs. What I've been doing been working for me.
I would like the seat. I would like the seat to go back a little bit and something to raise your legs a little, so that I don't go like. Sometimes I'm there for a minute. You know?
And I got to tell you something else, and I told you this before we went out there. You know, we ate at a Yemen restaurant just to get a feel for what we
Yemenis?
Lebanese to feel what we would be in store for. I don't have to have that food, man. You know, Middle Eastern cuisine. The best stuff I ate was Italian food. From there, some great Italian food. But Middle Eastern cuisine, I don't have to have it. You know, doesn't do anything for me. Like Saudi Arabia, the Middle East, I might want to go to Dubai and Abu Dhabi because I heard it's so rich out
Dubai
there.
is amazing.
Yeah, and that was the other thing. I lost track of what I was going to say, but that was the other thing. There's no alcohol.
Yeah.
You can't drink out there. So, and I didn't know that till my agent told me. And I'm like, you know, when we get done with a show, there's the rush, there's the adrenaline, you know, you're worked up. And I like to, I like to kick back and unwind with a cocktail. No alcohol, man.
A lot of big shared plates and a lot
Yeah.
of like pita and hands in the food.
That too. And I know you grab it with the bread, but your fingers is in the vicinity of the food.
Yeah. But the women don't eat at the same table.
Of course not.
So
Even at the Burger King?
Like, it was weird. Our last night there, we did go to an authentic Middle Eastern spot. And just seeing the women lift the veil enough to get the fork underneath it to eat what's on the fork and then lift it to get the straw to sip. I just went, again, I know that's their culture. But if I got a fine woman, part of the pride in having a beautiful woman, you want to show her off a little bit. Now, I don't want you to be trash and be a hoe and, show all your fun parts. Have some class. But if my woman is fine, I kind of revel in that. Like, look at my...
we all do.
I think that's horrible.
But that's
That
listen,
means you don't even have to have a pretty woman in Saudi Arabia.
You don't. This could be look like the leprechaun from the Leprechaun horror
I mean, I guess
movies.
you could tell if they have a nice rack.
It's
right?
I mean,
it's
yeah.
for you. The reason she looks good is for you. You just don't, because the idea of sharing her looks entices other men, and that's forbidden. 'Cause
Listen,
men are supposed to get excited.
my girl got a wobbly booty. You understand? And she wore some, respectful clothes, obviously. But like her pants were very loose. You know what I mean? And she wore a black all top, came up like a little turtleneck, covered her arms. But when she walked, her booty wobbles. And there was a couple times where I would just look, and them was looking. Them Middle Eastern dudes was looking. And I could even see some. They was looking, nigga. So I'm just like, come on, man. There's a little bit of pride in that for me. To have your woman's beauty locked up,
Well, you don't want.
it's crazy.
You don't want a woman that doesn't look good.
Of course.
It doesn't. I don't know. Anyway,
I just felt bad. Like, damn, she can't even. Like, she got to lift her to eat.
but there's women who leave the countries that require that and move and still continue to wear similar.
I guess
that's
if you
part of
born
their
and brought
culture.
up like
Yeah.
that, that's just what you know.
Or that they feel comfortable in. They do feel some. There are people who continue to because it's comfortable.
So they were wearing the full burqa or whatever. That was.
I mean, some had their face shown. They just had the head wrap. You know what I mean? Whatever they call that.
That job.
A job. But yeah, it was either they were ninjas or they showed their face.
You know, if you're a real comic book fan, do you think you'd be excited if anybody was wearing like a Bane mask?
Let's part of our custom meal. We're not allowed to show our titties or eyes.
No, like ankles are a big deal.
Yeah. And there was some fly ass ankle bones, nigga. All right, just before we go,
I think it's funny that you thought I wasn't going to agree with you.
I just felt like I was bracing myself because I thought you always come with a deeper level of let's look beyond the surface.
But we should look beyond the surface, and we should see where we were and where we've been to. But we also have to remember that we were there.
And in some ways, we're still kind of there.
Well,
Not as much as we used to be.
no, we are overall is not there. Do we have moments that we see that there's some slippage? Yeah, yeah, definitely. But what I'm trying to say is, you got to still remember that that's where we came from. We grew out of that. And to your point, do we still have a ways to go? Yeah. So to throw that on somebody else, I just don't see it. I look at it as you got to do better, and doing better is seeding. This is a Christian country. You're supposed to go out and you're supposed to what is it when you go to talk to people about Jesus? What is that called?
Missionaries?
Yeah, but what's that? There's a word for going out.
Brainwashing.
You're not talking about the people that knock on your door
No,
like Jehovah's
the
Witnesses.
but that's pasta. I'm going to say pastatize. That's like what Italians do when they make spaghetti.
We pastatize.
But you're supposed to go out and you're supposed to talk about the Lord. You're supposed to bring the Lord out. So you went to another country. You're speaking. It's not God that you bring, but you're bringing your presence, which has a different culture. And I think that's the steps, man.
Yeah.
See Andy at the Gaza Comedy Festival in 2020.
Listen,
Now,
let me-
what's irritating about that, and why I tell you it's not a good hypothetical, is we're talking about a warring faction that's happening right now, and you're going to try to use that to say, well, is this the same thing? And it's not.
So if they weren't at war, it'd be different.
Let's go back 3 years ago. Yeah, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, you'd go.
Yeah, I would want to. Maybe if they would have laughed a little bit, we would have never been in this war.
Well, 3 years from now.
If they're in power, I don't think there's going to be I think it's going to be a lot different.
So you said yes, you would go.
3 years ago,
Just 3 years ago. But not now?
where would you go perform?
You're telling me that they can't throw a comedy festival? All you need is a stage, some sound equipment.
Yeah, there's some sound equipment.
I'm gonna play this, and this is when people go, Aries, call me a hater. I don't know. Sometimes I think I'm better than some of y'all, because I just don't understand how intellectually you don't see or hear the truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's this guy who he's doing an impression of famous comedians that were over there doing jokes about being there. And he's doing these impressions of famous comedians. I want you to tell me if he at least sounded like one of the guys he was trying to do. It's awful. And when I go, again, if you know how to sing, you know when somebody's on key. You can tell if they're hitting the notes. Do they have the ability to do riffs? You know, and some of you people's ears are breathtakingly horrible. Because when you go read the comments, man, that was great. Holy he sounded just, did he? Did he? What did you hear? Tell me if this dude sounds anything like these comics.
Can you say did he one more time like that? Did he?
Did he?
Take that.
And if I say it 3 times in a row, he appears in back of us, naked in baby oil.
And, you know, I talked.
Dude, the last time I performed in front of this many men wearing white robes, I was in Birmingham, Alabama, dude. I thought I was the roast master. You should see what this crown prince is doing to journalists. Hey, all right. My jokes are like Saudi pilots. They don't always land. Hey, comedy. I mean, yeah. United States, Saudi Arabia, what's the difference? In both countries, no one cares when the government kills a guy named Jamal. Ask someone who is married to a Jewish woman, let me just say, I understand. Bro, this place, it's unbelievable. They don't let women drive. There's like 0 traffic deaths. It's great. Finally, a place where I can't get cancer.
Now, I'm going to put the test in Marc's hands because he didn't see the video.
Yeah, I know.
No,
I know.
Tell me who
Wilbur,
he... Tell me,
Sebastian, Aziz.
did you see that clip?
No, I could hear.
He sounded like those guys to you?
He sounded enough that I can, like see where he's going with it. Are they the greatest ever? No, but they got the cadence.
Whoa! When you do impressions, the goal is not to be okay. It's not to be half-assed. Impressions are about accuracy, 100% accuracy.
Yeah, but he was.
Who told you that?
Not every good impression has to be exactly the same.
What are you talking about? Exactly the same. It's not about.
He's doing he's overdoing them in a comic way. He's trying to like go the Aziz. The reason I lasted Sebastian is because he went over the top of what Sebastian is. It's almost cartoonish.
But he had the Sebastian. Once you hear Sebastian, you know it's Sebastian Maniscalco. Did he sound like Bill Burr?
No.
Did he sound like Aziz Ansari?
No, but he did the over the top. That he's going over the top.
Did he sound like Norm Macdonald?
The Norm Macdonald was probably the worst and probably the easiest one to do, and he got that one the worst. No, because he just goes.
I thought it was Mark Norman.
No, it was Mark Norman.
Oh.
No, Norm Macdonald. Oh, was it Mark Norman or Norm Macdonald?
No, Mark Norman. That's why he went comedy.
Oh. Yeah, well.
He's not as good as you at impressions.
Okay.
Most people aren't.
Oh, well, don't say as me. Say Jay Farrow. Say Frank Caliendo. Say Godfrey. Say I'm not. You take me out of it.
Yeah, but he was doing something for the what is this?
Boo!
It's for TikTok. What are you supposed to be good at on TikTok?
You're supposed to be good whenever you do something. Whenever you do something, you got to be good.
Listen, I have been off social media for so long. I don't even understand what people are doing. I don't get it. I'll go do my little thing, and yeah, I'll never blow up, and I don't give a this whole social media thing. I know I have to put some stuff out there, and I'm working on it. But Jesus, you're in a field of. That's what this is. Social media is like a field of.
That was in Saudi Arabia.
And then there's a few little things that grow that are worthwhile. But Jesus, for the most part.
I got to tell you what's some funny dude. They're killing. This AI is getting scary. Dude, have you seen these Martin Luther King and Michael Jackson AIs? Have you seen these?
Hey, I saw one.
I sent you one, right?
There's a company called Sora 2. And I mean, not just the likeness, but the mouth, the words, it's really spooky. Matter of fact, one that's really popular is Martin Luther King and Kobe Bryant, and there's ones with Martin and Kobe, Tupac, I got to play some of these for you, man. Oh my God.
You're giving everybody their time back that they missed from you for last week, aren't you?
Yes.
Afternoon, sir. You know why I pulled you over?
No, officer. Why am I being stopped?
You rolled through a
stop sign.
Stop sign back there on.
What stop sign?
Afternoon, sir.
I like this one. Oh God.
I'm trying to see what that thing looked like from the back. Quit playing with a player. I'm trying to see what that thing from the back. I have a dream of getting that slip 1000.
And then look at this one with Hitler. Oh my God.
All right, for $1 million, what do you get when you mix an apple with some juice?
Juice? Where? Juice where?
Sir, it's just a question.
Juice, I don't see them. Where are they?
He's gone.
Well,
I guess.
God. Yo, them look so real. That's crazy.
Yeah, the world's over, dude. That's all
I
I'm saying.
want that slurp 1000.
I saw one the other day where Charlie Kirk wasn't racist.
Oh, that's a good one.
Is he? I can't tell sometimes. Is he? Are you being for real or are you being funny?
He's thinking. No, he's trying to be funny.
He's trying to make a giggle.
Oh.
He's not done well today. He did have one. He had the one real good one.
About the blood money.
See, I think what happens is you have the comedy for you comes by like a certain amount of weight, and you threw all that weight into that one joke, and all the rest.
That was it.
That's it.
He's got like one shot.
People are giving me a standing ovation right now, and they're.
I want to see what that thing looked like from the back. Now I'm gonna tell you something, and this is I don't y'all. This is a testament to my genius. I've been doing that. When I did the Martin Luther King Pulp Fiction, like that turn, that comic, Martin is saying wild shit, nigga. I've been doing that. But goddamn genius, I did that before AI. Telling you, man, I'm a beast, nigga.
That's because you can do the impression.
Interesting, yeah. Like taking your job away.
Be careful, because I'm about to take yours away.
I'm saying, because up till now, it's had to be like really talented people doing it, and now they could just create it in a few seconds.
Listen, it's funny, it's entertaining, it's what it is. When you're on your phone like everybody is nowadays, and you're bored and you're scrolling, get a good laugh. But that's never gonna replace the real deal. I stand by that 1,000%. You know, it's like I've said this. I don't care how great they make a sex doll. There's nothing like real woman, real flesh, real moans.
You say that, but the day they come to you and go, listen,
never, no,
listen,
no.
Aries, listen, Aries.
No.
We got a hologram. It looks just like you.
Gemma.
We're going to put that on stage. We're still going to pay you. You don't even have to show up. We're just going to roll that, and you get paid. And actually, you're going to get paid 5 times because we're going to put you in 5 different clubs on the same night. Aries is staying home.
No.
No, you can do them?
You know why? Because I'm such a narcissist in terms of my ego. I want to feel that crowd loving me. I want them. I want when I get off stage and I pound people up as I walk out, I need that. I want that. That makes my hard. There's sex, and then there's that. I need that. I like that adulation. I love that love.
I like the time on stage. I don't know how much I like it off stage.
I need it. That is so gratifying to me. That's why it's like, I hear what you're saying. Yeah, stay home, don't do and get rich. But nah, man. I love it. I'm egotistical. We all know that. I gotta have people tell me I'm the I have to have it, man. You know? That's a show.
That is a show.
What are we calling this? Aries is home.
Marc had one good joke.
Nah, I'm not giving Marc this.
Aries is back.
Yeah, I like that. Aries is back.
Hour and 36 minutes. Aries is back. That's what
you
said.
You should just for like the hits and like YouTube. You should put something about the Saudi Arabia in the title. I mean, just my opinion.
Aries is back from Saudi. We'll figure that out.
Saudi reviewers.
You guys don't have to painfully listen to us trying to figure this out.
Saudis. Yeah, let's think of something clever though with Aries and Saudi.
See, unfortunately, I wanted to welcome back because then we could have done the welcome back condoms.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg
he is
podcast.
right, though. It should
For
be-
more
it should be
information
something
on where
from
to
Saudi.
find us on the internet, visit
Reflections from Saudi.
Saudi, Aries.
Aries Audi from Saudi. Aries Audi from Saudi. Aries is back. No, Aries.
Arabia. Arabia. I wish there was something you could do with that. Saudi, Arabia.
Aries is Audi. Aries Audi Saudi. Aries is Audi from Saudi. Aries is Audi from Saudi.
Aries is Audi from Saudi. You like that, Mark?
Well, you're doing the Saudi Aries ABO?
I was trying to think of something with that.
It's Riyadh. Back from Riyadh.
Blood money.
Why not Riyadh? Back from Riyadh.
Back from Riyadh. Okay.
I have to look it up. I don't know how to spell it.
Folks, as we before we exit, and I'm going to send this clip to Anthony. Anthony, I want you to play the Mike Wallace Farrakhan clip as we say goodbye.
Can you put it over here though this time? Right above Aries' head.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace. I think America should keep quiet because I don't have that blood on my hands. Why would you say it's the most corrupt regime in the world? Can you think of a better one? Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. What a mic drop that was.
Yeah, and I give it to him for what he said, but the fact is, he isn't living in one because it's one of the few countries he could have said that he was living in one.
Remember, we got in a big argument about that.
Yeah, but he was able to say it in here. You couldn't say it there where you just been from. You couldn't say it where he was talking about. You could say it here. That's why we have to remember what we were, what we have accomplished, and where we're trying to go. But in that way, there has been progression. The progression is important because I feel like people today are looking at yesterday because we have access to everything, and that's what we're focused on, what happened yesterday. But what happened yesterday? Where have we got further? Are we going to the place that we need to be? I hope we are, because otherwise this whole experiment's been just a waste of time.
I want to see that thing from the back. So without further ado, folks, please enjoy Farrakhan, Mike Wallace, mic drop, we out.
You go to Nigeria, which is, if not the most corrupt nation in Africa, and it is, it could be the most corrupt nation in the world, Minister Farrakhan.
Oh, now, Mr. Wallace.
It is the most corrupt nation that I have ever covered. I've been there 25 years ago, and I've been there as recently as last year.
Fine. So what? 35 years old. That's what that nation is. Now, here's America, 226 years old. You love democracy? But there in Africa, you're trying to force these people into a system of government that you just have accepted 30 years ago. Black folk got the right to vote. You're not in any moral position to tell anybody how corrupt they are. You should be quiet and let those of us who know our people go there and help them get out of that condition. But America should keep her mouth shut wherever there's a corrupt regime, as much hell as America has raised on the earth. No, I will not allow America or you, Mr. Wallace, to condemn them as the most corrupt nation on earth when you have spilled the blood of human beings. Has Nigeria dropped an atomic bomb and killed people in Hiroshima and Nagasaki? Have they killed off millions of Native Americans? How dare you put yourself in that position as a moral judge? I think you should keep quiet, because with that much blood on America's hands, you have no right to speak. I will speak because I don't have that blood on my hand. Yes, there's corruption there. Yes, there's mismanagement of resources. Yes, there is abuse. There's abuse in every nation on earth, including this one. So let's not play holy to moralize on them. Let's help them.
I'm not moralizing. I'm asking a question, and I got an answer.
Why would you put it as the most corrupt regime in the world? That doesn't make sense.
Can you think of one more corrupt?
Yeah, I'm living in one. I'm living in one. Yes, you've done a hell of a thing on this earth, so you should not be the one to talk. You should be quiet when it comes to moral condemnation.
Spears and Steinberg.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. For more information on where to find us on the internet, visit spearsburgpod.com.